Oh, that NVIDIA thing takes ages to disappear. Yeah, I just clapped to get the audio synced, but I'm just doing a desktop recording, so never mind. Okay, hi, I'm James. I'm a hobbyist video editor and sometimes vlogger, photographer, and I just discovered something on DaVinci Resolve that was really useful, and I thought just basically fumble my way through it. So often you might have something like this, and it'll be a like a nut or a bolt, and it's got stuff in the background that you don't want. So for this particular bit of footage, I've just got it on, a little bit of wood with like some double-sided M3 tape on there, just hold it in place. Nothing special. I just thought, well, it'll do for a bit of an example. So basically, I don't want the background in there or anything else. So I found out there was a thing called like Magic Remove or something like that inside of DaVinci Resolve. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to edit this one clip. So I'm going to double click it so it's in here and just have a quick preview. Yeah, my finger rotating it. Nothing posh going on here. So yeah, that looks alright. So I just want this movement. So if I go back to my cut window and we'll open that one up, and we'll just go back from where it's just in focus, say just as it starts moving there. So we'll grab that across for the first frame and then straight into the revolve, and I think I will just stop before my finger gets in there, and then let's pull the end point down. So we've got now just a very quick rotating clip. That's the computer catching up with me. So if I then go back to edit, and we've got this, double click it, I just want the video from it. So I'm just gonna double click, drag the video through, and then we can see that we've got the rotation there. And then what we want to do is select the video clip, then go into Fusion, and as it shift space, yep, and then magic mask. So I'm going to add that, and then up on the toolbox up here we've got a couple of different options. So if the computer's not that powerful, you can use faster, I guess, but if you want it to look better, then use the better button. We've got our usual tracking controls here. So what we want to do is we want to add to the mask. So this little icon here, the pipette with a plus, we're going to draw around our object. I found that it doesn't have to be that precise. It's just to kind of get a range of colors. So where the line goes, it's picking or seems to pick a range of colors. So it's best just to get a nice range of them. So like it goes through it there. So just do that, and then it'll take a little moment for it to just figure that one out, and it should, in theory, once it's done its calculation. It's still doing something. Just gotta wait. In fact, I'll turn that off. I don't need it to. There we go. So you can see there, it's then just found it, and I always get confused for the controls here. You can see a bit of transparency in alpha there, and just underneath the object. But essentially, if we then click the back and forth, so you can either track backwards with the mask or track forwards with the mask, or just do both, depending on how fast your machine is, it could take some time. I'm lucky enough that it's probably going to be fairly quick, so you just hit that button there. As you can see, it's slowly going through the frame by frames. I do notice though, it has a difficulty with shadows, but that might be a threshold setting. So it's just gone forward and now it's doing the reverse number set of frames from where we did the initial masking. We can just see a little wobbly edge on there, so it's not precise. As like using a really well lit, well defined object with no shadows. I suppose you get an absolute perfect transparency, but to be honest, it's pretty amazing. This is in, you know, real time removal of a total background on a really poorly lit object, which I just think is, well, quite frankly, flipping amazing. So once that's completed, yep, it's completed, we can go back to our edit window, and then you can see there the background is now gone. So when we play this back, you can see it is just an object floating in space now. I mean, that's absolutely amazing. I do love DaVinci for this. I can't even describe how long it would actually take in I don't know, something like Adobe. I just yeah, don't bother, just get DaVinci in my opinion, because I've used both. But that's absolutely amazing. Look at that. So once you've gone through that, I suppose you could go back into the settings here and you can just dial back the range, so you can see in here if the shadows are going to be causing issue. I think the Alt key is the minus, so you can take back out of the mask or put back in the mask. So say this part of the object here was a bit too transparent. If you hold the Alt key, you can just line that in, or you can add it back in. In fact, I can just undo that, and you can see what's going on in that area, and then make the adjustments here accordingly. It's control and mouse scroll to zoom in and out, but I think that's good enough for just like a little test. If we go back to the edit, then I suppose you can put anything you want over it, under it. So if I just put it over a logo, it'll take a moment to render that. Is it going to crash? Is it not? The PC's been on all day and I'm screen recording at 8K, so not surprisingly going a bit slow. Let's see what it's going to do. Come on, timeline, you can do it. Looking up here, it's 9% and 2%. There's a lot of thinking going on there. That's the one thing I have found, it is a little intensive. So we'll look at the CPU. It's 11% at 4 gig, and the GPU is currently at 50%. So it is doing a fair bit there. It's just rendering it off in the background. I believe I've got it set to proxy of a lower resolution. So as you can see there, the object is completely transparent, and you can have the logo in the background underneath it. So if I was to grab that one and go for transform, I could probably fit the little logo inside the middle there and just have it shine through an object that did have a background. So yeah, really quite powerful. Amazing. Just hope that helps somebody. Enjoy.